The reason why I talk a lot about NoFap on this channel is because watching pornography and engaging in acts of self-pleasure, shall we say, on a consistent basis is absolutely destructive. It ruins every aspect of your life. Absolutely it does. And the danger with pornography is that it's free and everywhere. Anybody can access it as long as they have an internet connection. And it's free for a reason. And I've spoken about this before. They want your soul. They want you weak, numb, and sedated. They want you just busting nuts all over yourself. They want to take the aggression out of you. I mean, it ruins relationships. It ruins your self-esteem, the way you feel about yourself. And when you don't feel great about yourself, you start destroying yourself even more, calling yourself bad names. I'm a loser, I don't deserve this, you know, my wife was right for leaving me, this and this, and you engage in consistent, destructive, negative talk to yourself. And so, when you finally become free from this addiction, everything improves in your life. Is it easy to get to that point? No. Especially if you've spent a decade or 2 decades consistently watching pornography several times a week. It's going to take a bit of time to undo the damage. And if you ask me, I would say that you can't undo all the damage because it actually changes the way your brain is. But you can free yourself from the chains of this addiction. You can remove them off you. There'll still be some bruises and some scars. But you can get your life back on track. I'm an absolute optimist. I believe you can get your life back on track. And not only can you get it back on track, you can even thrive. It does get better. And I know if you're addicted to this, I mean, there are moments where you even question, what's the point of life anymore? I can't seem to get rid of this addiction. You feel like you are a slave to it. Like you have no free will. You just find yourself repeating the same cycle again and again and again. The good news is you can change things. Is it going to be easy? No, but you can. Is it going to take some work? Absolutely. Don't expect it to be easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? You're going to have to do things you've never done before. There's a saying, in order to attain things you've never attained before, you're going to have to do things you've never done before. First of all, you've got to remind yourself of how destructive it is. Pause for a minute and reflect. You know what? This is actually a dreadful habit. It makes me feel crap about myself. It affects the way I feel. It affects my desire to take action. It robs you of that. When you drain yourself, you also drain all of the desire out of you as well to achieve and become great. That aggression is gone. Now look, if you're having physical intercourse with the woman that you're attracted to, that's a different story. So don't comment down there and be like, well, Ali, is it the same if I'm in a relationship? No, it's not the same. I'm talking about self-pleasuring here, which is always 99% of the time it's coupled with watching pornography, right? So the two together just are a recipe for absolute destruction and devastation. So you got to tell yourself that, you know what, it's a dreadful habit. It makes me feel crap about myself. I always feel like shit after. I never get any work done after. Sit there and reflect on it, because yeah, you might have that post-nut clarity, but I want you to pause right now and just think about it. You know what, it's actually really bad. I've never really sat down and contemplated the impacts, the negative impacts. It can cause a wide range of negative health impacts as well, such as premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, right? And also you're rewiring your neurons, your neural pathways in your brain to only get excited when you watch something hardcore. And that's why when you potentially, are in front of a beautiful woman and you're about to have sex, you just can't get it up. Or maybe you get overstimulated, you bust in 5 seconds. I mean, do you really want a life like that? Do you want your woman to feel dissatisfied with you? I mean, in most cases, it leads to the end of a relationship. So is that what you want in your life? Come on, man, try. Actually try this time round. But it all starts with being aware of the consequences. Now look, understand that it won't be easy. Come to terms with that. Because if you expect it to be easy and then you relapse after 3 days, you're going to go on an absolutely destructive, path of negative self-talk. You're going to be like, oh, see, this is why I'm always in it. And you're going to just start talking shit to yourself, and then you're back to square one. So look, understand it's going to be difficult, and it's okay if you relapse. It's an addiction, man. In my opinion, it's worse than taking actual drugs, because it's free and it's in front of you. At least with physical drugs, people have to go out of their way to find them or know somebody, whatever. This is right in your pockets. You can get it out, boom, done. Free of charge. So look, as I've said before on the channel, success on NoFap is reducing the frequency. Reducing the frequency. So if you go from doing it 7 times a week to 2 times a week, that's success, man. That's progress. And then eventually, or instead of being 2 times a week, it may be 2 times every 2 weeks. And then eventually 2 times a month. And then eventually it'll get to a point where you can't remember the last time you did it. The last time you watched porn or engaged in self-pleasure. You'll be like, I can't actually remember. And I don't want you guys to just be on NoFap forever and not have any physical intercourse. No. The point is, you get away from this disgusting behavior and you get into a relationship with a beautiful woman that you're attracted to. Marriage. And you can have as much sex as you want, bust as much as you want, right? Because that brings the two of you together. It's rewarding for the two of you, and it eventually leads to children as well. So that's another positive impact. All right, so I don't want you guys to think, Ali's telling us to be on NoFap forever and just never ejac ever again. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. Just don't be busting it on yourself, bro. Find yourself a good woman. And that will happen as a result of you now having a lot of time to go out there and chase excellence. Because when you sit down and watch porn for hours a day, it adds up. In a month, you might find that you've wasted 1 entire day or 2 days. When you add all the hours up, you're like, damn, I'm wasting. And then over the course of a year, 2 years, it does add up, man. So with all this new time, well, it's not even the new time, it's the time that's always been there, but now you can start sinking your teeth into a new project, a new endeavor. Harness that sexual energy that you have. It's still going to be there, and it's good. It's good to feel horny and, just channel that horniness and that aggression into something meaningful. It's called sexual transmutation, as the book Think and Grow Rich talks about. Diverting that sexual energy into a creative endeavor, leveraging it to become successful. Because that energy is powerful, so powerful. I mean, it's so powerful it can lead to a life, man. Just think about that for a second. Your sperm can create another human being. So imagine you direct all that energy into a business that you've been thinking about for a while. And that time that you would have spent flicking your willy around is now spent calling clients, creating prototypes, creating content. You'll get somewhere. All right, so things will get better, man. They will. Stay strong. We live in a time where there's soft pornography everywhere on social media. You open apps. However, I do believe that the algorithms give you what you consistently consume. So if you're on Instagram liking pictures of, models in bikinis and stuff, then that's all you're going to see. And that will trigger you to relapse. So unfollow all of them. Why are you even following them? They don't know you. And especially those of you that comment, man, you look goofy. One of the 3,000 that have commented. I love your ass. Just fucking get a job, man. Start working. Start making some money. She don't know you, and she don't care if you live or die. She ain't going to contact your family. Oh, you know, user 3652 used to comment on my pictures. He's no longer commenting. What's happened to him? They don't give a fuck. They don't know you. So stop commenting on their pictures. The algorithms, clean it up. I mean, we've all been guilty of it. You know, we've all been there. You know, you're like, damn, that's a fat ass, right? And you like the picture, and before you know it, ass everywhere. Clean up your algorithm. Don't follow any models. Don't be going out there liking these pictures, because that's all you're going to see. Just meat everywhere. And by the way, I'm not judging. Before somebody comments, oh, Ali, they can do what I don't give a shit what they do. I don't care. I'm not one of these guys that's going to sit there and react to Instagram models and OnlyFans. I don't care what they do. I'm telling you guys what you can do to remove the distraction, because it's a major distraction. All right, channel that sexual energy into something meaningful. Believe me, you'll thank yourself in the future. You'll look back and be like, you know what, I'm so proud that I decided. You got to make a decision. I don't think people understand how powerful the word decide is. When you decide, something dies. Excuses die. And I mean, you mean it. You're truly fed up with a mediocre existence. If you're okay with a mediocre existence, you won't do anything about it. But if you're truly fed up, you know, you got to be pissed off for greatness, as this famous athlete once said. What's his name again? I can't remember. The name will come to me, I'm sure, later on. Okay? You got to be pissed off for greatness. Channel that frustration. And then eventually, as you get better, you attract more opportunities. Business-wise, relationship-wise. It just happens. Don't tell me, well, Ali, how do I know? First of all, stop busting on yourself 3 times, 4 times a day. And you'll notice how you'll feel better about yourself. And when you feel better about yourself, other people are like, oh, this guy's a pretty cool dude. Because you carry yourself differently. You respect yourself more. And when you respect yourself more, naturally, you work harder as well. You find yourself staying up later, waking up earlier, doing the extra hours, doing the extra reps. Because you look at yourself in a different way, in a more favorable way. All right? Keep pushing. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, subscribe for more content just like this. Take care, brothers.